Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Well, this is part 2 of quotes from Mark Carney's Values, and I have 5 hand-picked quotes from his book that I want to show you in this video. These specific quotes highlight Mark Carney's view on and passion for a net zero world, as well as how he plans to implement that world if he were to win the 2025 election. And that being said, these are not campaign promises. They are direct quotes, word for word, from his book. First off, to stabilize temperature rises at any level, we must reach net zero, where the carbon emitted and that taken out of the atmosphere are equal. Net zero isn't a slogan. It's an imperative of climate physics. Second, net zero is now the organizing principle for the world's largest companies and the core of the global financial system. It should soon be the norm across our economies. This will drive the investment needed for the transition to a sustainable future. Third, effective public policies include carbon prices, such as Canada's legislated path to $170 per ton in 2030, with the proceeds rebated to Canadians, and our commitments to a clean grid and clean cars by 2035. Fourth, this momentum is fed by a growing realization that addressing climate change is one of the greatest commercial opportunities of our time. Fifth, firms that align their business models with the transition to a net zero carbon economy will be rewarded handsomely. Those that fail to adapt will cease to exist. So I'm not going to offer too much of my thoughts and opinions on these quotes from Mark Carney. Why? Because I speak very plainly and openly in a lot of my videos on this channel. What I want to do for this video though is highlight some key takeaways as objectively as I can from these quotes. So the first takeaway I get from these quotes is that Mark Carney is dead serious about net zero. And I think he's ready to make this happen by any means necessary. I think to him, any harm done in achieving net zero is not as bad as the harm done by failing to achieve net zero. Another key takeaway is that his clean grid and clean cars by 2035 goal is 10 years away. That's not that far. And so I think it's very likely that Mark Carney will act fast and push his way through in order to achieve his goals. After all, he's very likely to be a technocratic leader if he assumes the position of prime minister. A good way to think of it is like what Elon Musk is doing in America right now, just on the other side of the political spectrum. And the last takeaway I'll mention from these quotes is that it seems like Carney very clearly sees winners and losers along the path to pursuing net zero. To Mark Carney, achieving net zero is the greatest commercial opportunity of our time, if you're a green business. If you're not, like you're in the oil and gas industry or you're a truck driver or something like that, well, you're out of luck. So again, it seems like Mark Carney's viewpoint on this is like adapt or die. Well, those are just some takeaways that I got from those quotes, but I would love to know your thoughts. Which quote do you think is the most potent, or are there other quotes or examples of Mark Carney's beliefs that stand out to you? I would love to hear those in the comments. And by the way, I've got a part 3 of this series coming out. There's so many quotes to be taken from that book, and I'll be working on that over the next couple days. So be on the lookout for that. Apart from that, that's it for this video. I want to say thank you for watching. Have an outstanding day and take care.